I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Wednesday, February 18th. Today, on a mission.
This is actually the first time that AMC has been a part of a trade mission.
The push from Manitoba companies and organizations to strengthen economic ties with Mexico. Also today, a young woman found dead. What we know so far about the homicide on Yonge Street. Plus, rising from the ashes.
That's going to be really important for the region.
The plan to rebuild a landmark theater and upgrade a recreation center in northern Manitoba. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Manitoba business leaders are in Mexico today hoping to create new partnerships. They're joining the Team Canada trade mission. And standing by with all the details for us is CTV's Daniel Helmerson. So Daniel, what makes this year's trade team different?
Well, Marilee, Canada is making a giant push to strengthen economic ties with Mexico, and more than 200 businesses and 370 delegates are on the mission this week. Now, the province says they're focused on creative industries, agriculture, food, and manufacturing. And Indigenous leaders joined the Manitoba delegation to talk about how First Nations can be at the forefront.
This is actually the first time that AMC has been a part of a trade mission. And it's very exciting that we are a part of some very important discussions that are happening here in Mexico.
Minister of Mining, Trade and Job Creation, Jamie Moses, is in Mexico alongside Federal Internal Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc and other provincial partners. Moses said Manitobans, like all Canadians, want to open up new markets and connect with other nations in order to reduce reliance on the U.S.
Some of Manitoba's strengths are our agriculture and agri-food sector, and we have great representation from that sector here in Mexico, as well as we know our incredible track record on energy when it comes to Manitoba Hydro and being able to represent and do services and work with Mexican partners.
Minister Moses says Manitoba also offers a strong, advanced, specialized manufacturing sector that could benefit trade between the two nations. He says diversity in trade relations are necessary given the uncertainty of the global trade market. Now, Canada has 2 trading agreements already with Mexico, including the Canada-United States-Mexico Agreement, or CUSMA, which is being reviewed this year.
So, Daniel, what's next then on the agenda for this delegation? Well,
Marilee, they hope to meet with hundreds of Mexican businesses to forge relationships with in the future. And coming up at 6, CTV's Joseph Bernacki will have more from Indigenous delegates and the Manitoba Chamber of Commerce.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Daniel. A 14-year-old boy is facing murder charges tonight in connection to the death of an 18-year-old woman. Her body was found by police inside a home in the 500 block of Yonge Street Saturday morning. She's been identified as Avantai Hartlieb, a member of Sachigo Lake First Nation in northwestern Ontario. Police say she'd been living in Winnipeg. The teen boy arrested yesterday is charged with second-degree murder and criminal negligence causing death. Police would not elaborate on the woman's cause of death or any potential connection between her and the accused, citing the ongoing investigation. A convicted sex offender considered a high risk to reoffend was released from Milner Ridge Correctional Center Wednesday, and police say he is expected to live in Winnipeg. 34-year-old Curtis Leroy George was serving a sentence for sexual assault involving an adolescent girl in Thompson. George has a lengthy criminal record for violent and sexual offenses. Back in 2011, he was convicted of sexual interference involving a 13-year-old girl and 5 counts of sexual assault after he assaulted 4 random females who were walking or jogging. Police say George has breached probation orders numerous times. They warn he is a high risk to reoffend in a sexual or violent manner against all females, both adults and youth. We'll get ready to see more options for electric vehicles popping up at dealerships in Manitoba now that the federal rebate program is back.
I know when the federal rebates dropped off last year, a lot of dealerships kind of stepped back and wanted to wait and see. Now that the dealerships have the incentive again, we're going to see a bunch of EVs, especially under that $50,000 range.
The electric vehicle affordability plan encourages Canadians to buy or lease affordable EVs by offering incentives up to $5,000 and up to $2,000 for plug-in hybrids.
Right now, with the federal and provincial rebate, you can stack them, which then equates to $9,000 off a vehicle that's under $50,000. So it turns a, let's call it a $50,000 vehicle into a $41,000 vehicle. And there is more affordable EVs than that.
The provincial program runs until the end of March. In a statement to CTV, the province says the program has helped Manitobans purchase more than 5,000 new or pre-owned EVs since its inception in July of 2024. The province also noted it's putting $500,000 towards 51 new charges and a publicly owned charger route between Winnipeg and Thompson, which is expected to open next year. A company located just outside Winnipeg has been fined for a workplace death that happened 3.5 years ago. Charges were laid against Wintech Building Services after a worker fell into the blades of an unguarded radiator fan in July of 2022. The company pleaded guilty last month to failing to ensure alternate protective measures are in place when safeguards are removed on a machine or tool. Wintech was fined $50,000 with an additional $200,000 to be used for health and safety education. Manitoba is honoring the memory of Humboldt Broncos player Logan Boulet ahead of a Green Shirt Day, a day in support of organ donor awareness.
He'd be so humbled to know that this simple decision has made such an incredible impact on so many folks.
The Boulet family launched the 2026 Green Shirt Day campaign here in Winnipeg today with the unveiling of a new shirt design. The logo was created by Candice Czernowski of Lorette, who is herself a kidney donor. It was chosen for its emotion and symbolism, which includes a flying puck, crossed hockey sticks, the green organ donation ribbon, and Logan's number 27.
For us, Green Shirt Day allows us to be able to talk about Logan to people who come to press conferences, who come and meet us in a store, who see Toby's pin and say, hey, that inspired me.
The Boulets also hope it prompts people to talk to their family and friends about their wishes around organ donation. Green Shirt Day falls on April 7th, the day after the Humboldt Broncos bus tragedy and the day Logan Boulet succumbed to his injuries and his organs were donated to 6 other people. All right, let's bring in Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. What's the latest on this snow event that we've been keeping an eye on over the past couple days?
Well, it hardly turned out to be a storm in Winnipeg.
I'm not disappointed, though.
Well, you know, here we are. There's a couple reasons for that, which I'll get into a little later on in the show. The snow did arrive, and it has been falling lightly, but the bulk of the snow with this system has stayed pretty much to the west of Winnipeg. So Environment Canada has updated its snowfall warning for areas now to the west of Winnipeg, all lighting up still in yellow. That warning still very much in effect. More snow falling there. I'll have more details on that coming up, but let's take a look right now at that CTV Live Eye, which is brought to you by Bathfit, our exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. In Winnipeg right now, yes, with some snow. Not much by the looks of it, but some snow has fallen today in Winnipeg. -4 is the current temperature. Light winds out of the northeast at 11 kilometers an hour, giving us a wind chill that feels more like -8. The pressure is rising and the humidity is 73%. Out in traffic on this Wednesday afternoon, not much traffic to look at right now, right down on Portage Avenue, east and westbound in front of Polo Park.
I think it's good to see a slow and steady rise.
Still to come, a book-smart community. How many more Winnipeg bookworms are inching towards libraries?
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
General Motors is spending $63 million to upgrade operations at its plant in Oshawa, which is just east of Toronto. The investment comes as the plant prepares to assemble its next generation gasoline-powered pickup trucks. GM says the newest investment will bring total spending at the plant to $1.5 billion. And here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar was up to finish the day. West Texas Intermediate is up to 65.05. Western Canadian Select is down to just under $46 a barrel. And the TSX hitting a new all-time record high today, ending the day at 33,389. Those are your business headlines. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
Market Watch is brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross. Group health plans for any size business.
It looks like Winnipeg bookworms have been inching towards Winnipeg libraries lately. February marks I Love to Read month, and Mayor Scott Gillingham's office says annual attendance numbers across the city's library system have jumped more than 28% since 2022. The number of borrowed materials is also up by nearly 19%. Councillor Vivian Santos says the numbers aren't quite at pre-pandemic levels just yet, but she believes recent measures have helped increase usage.
I think the investments that we're making, right, together with the province of Manitoba, we were able to increase our hours, improve some safety measures at all of our libraries. I think it's good to see a slow and steady rise in our library system.
Winnipeg's library system is likely to garner even a few more readers as the city's Garden City Shopping Centre branch is expected to open later this year. A landmark theatre in the Pas is rising from the ashes. The province is providing $2.5 million to rebuild the Lido Theatre. It was lost to fire in 2024. The plan is to transform it into a regional arts, cultural, education, and healing centre.
That's going to be really important for the region, you know, culture and arts and being able to host certain events are really going to be a lot more achievable now once we kind of get through this.
The plan is currently in the design phase, and the mayor expects work to wrap up by summer of 2028. Another $1.3 million from the province will go to upgrade the Roy H. Johnston Arena and Kelsey recreation facilities, allowing it to host provincial and regional events and tournaments such as the Manitoba Summer Games, as well as to increase barrier-free opportunities. The money is being invested through the Manitoba Growth, Renewal, and Opportunities for Municipalities program.
No one in this place has any idea who you are.
I just would like to be anonymous.
Yeah? Here's your check.
Jan Arden is booked to bust out her comedic chops here in Winnipeg. We'll have all those details after the break.
Spotlight sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Straight From Me to You, the tribute to George Strait.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and we're kicking things off today with some news about the Winnipeg Comedy Festival, which is marking its 25th year.
That's right, Marilee, and it's just been announced the headliners for its mega shows at the Burton Cummings Theatre.
I want you to do everything in your power to get me cancer.
Fast.
The hosts include singer and actor Jan Arden, comedian Sean Majumder, Brooke Lynn Heights of Canada's Drag Race, comic Dave Merhage, and Chris Wilson from This Hour Has 22 Minutes. The festival kicks off on April 20th and runs through the 26th at multiple venues across the city.
Pedro Pascal is returning to a galaxy far, far away.
A trailer has been released for Star Wars' latest adventure, Mandalorian and Grogu.
Hey, never touch the buttons.
Pascal is returning from the television series as the Mandalorian. Jeremy Allen White is voicing a member of the Hutt family. The film is directed and co-written by Jon Favreau, who created the original series. It hits theaters May 22nd.
Well, Courtney Cox has always kind of marched to the beat of her own drum.
You can say that the Friends star has been sharing her drum skills on social media. Her latest video is a cover of Olivia Dean's The Man I Need. She's covered Nirvana, Fleetwood Mac, and Justin Bieber. And Courtney Cox isn't just busy behind her drum kit. She'll be reprising her role as Gail Weathers in Scream 7, which hits theaters next Friday.
Scream 7?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot of screams.
That is.
A lot of screaming out there.
Meantime, Courtney's friend Jennifer Aniston is getting some help promoting her hair care line from an unlikely source.
Yeah, I saw this. This is actually pretty funny. Aniston got some help from her longtime buddy Jason Bateman.
What are you doing here?
I hear you're doing hair now.
Where did you hear that?
On the internet.
She used a serum from her Lola V hair care line to spruce up Bateman's look. Now Aniston is asking who's next to style. Reese Witherspoon and AJ from the Backstreet Boys chimed in, and they say they want to book a hair appointment with her.
All right, McDonald's Canada has cooked up a collaboration with rapper Drake's brand, October's very own.
That's right. It's a late-night munchies meal for fast food aficionados. The afters meal comes with a junior chicken or a McDouble, a poutine, and night Sprite, which is Sprite mixed with blue raspberry syrup, served in a black pepper cup emblazoned with Ovo Owl. The drink can be ordered on its own, and the meal will soon be sold at lunch and dinner. The afters meal was teased with cryptic posters last week before quietly launching yesterday. McDonald's Canada says they hope brand partnerships will help cultivate new customers in an ultra-competitive, cost-sensitive environment.
Interesting.
Indeed.
All right. Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup starts at 7 with Shifting Gears and The Big Bang Theory. Children Ruin Everything follows at 8, and Shark Tank wraps things up at 10. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
CTV Primetime Lineup brought to you by the Parkway Retirement Community. Welcome home.
A live look at McPhillip Street. Busy out there. A little bit of light snow falling. -4 degrees in Winnipeg. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
Well, how cute is this? You got to check out this baby elephant that was just born at a zoo in France. Although it may look small, this baby weighed 150 kilograms, which is quite larger than the average baby elephant. And it was no easy feat. The mama elephant was in labor for 7 hours. Its long-awaited birth, though, comes after a 13-year drought of elephant births at the zoo. Oh, welcome to the world.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
All right, Colleen Brady back now with your Skywatch forecast. Looks like we missed the brunt of the storm that caused a lot of problems in Saskatchewan and other parts of the country.
Saskatchewan, Alberta, and parts of Manitoba.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, southwestern, right? A lot more, yeah.
Hey, Colleen, you were saying there's basically going to be a storm in Winnipeg, still waiting. Well, yeah, here's a bit about what happened. A couple of observations. Now, I've got a wide shot here. This is what this system looks right now. That load originated in Montana, crossing the Dakotas, making its way even further to the east, sending that snow north into Canada. Now, this is what it looked like to me. I was keeping my eye closely on the radar, awaiting the snow late last night, and this is basically what it looked like. Now, Winnipeg was in the precipitation shield, just like we're seeing right now, but really on the eastern edge of it. So that's one thing. The other thing, when that precipitation finally got close to Winnipeg late last night, that's right around the time that Environment Canada issued a freezing rain warning, and then saying today that the air was relatively warm enough in southern Manitoba that some of that precipitation, in fact, did come more as freezing rain than snow. Now, we did see snow grains overnight out at Winnipeg Airport, but then just down the road, our friends in Portage La Prairie, I'm seeing some snowfall amounts by weather observers who monitor on a volunteer basis snowfall amounts. Considerable snow fell there and even further to the west. So that's why Environment Canada has kept a snowfall warning in effect for areas west of Winnipeg, still sticking to that initial forecast where the totality of snowfall in those warned areas is still expected to come in anywhere from 15 to 25 centimeters plus in those areas. The Parkland region may see in excess of that still. At least that's what Environment Canada still believes at this point. Obviously, here in Winnipeg, we've downgraded that significantly, but nonetheless, we'll still see a little bit of light snow come down. But areas to the east of Winnipeg, not under that snowfall warning anymore. Neither is Winnipeg. Even further east into northwestern Ontario, that special weather statement was never upgraded to a snowfall warning. It was just knocked down altogether. So that storm did not really manifest as such in northwestern Ontario. There was snow, but not much. Overnight we go. We see some of that snow start to break down. You see the deeper purple starting to lighten up. That tells you that that snow is tapering off. But we may see a little bit of it across much of the province as we get into the day ahead tomorrow. Then overnight Thursday into Friday we go. Bright and sunny up in the northwest corner of the province. Kitty corner down here in the southeast, not so bright, and temperatures not so mild either. Once this system departs the region entirely, it will be colder once again too. So tonight, some snow still expected. Winds strong and gusty out of the northeast until about mid-evening. Then they diminish. We drop down to -7. Tomorrow, Thursday, temperature doesn't move much, a high of -5. There is the possibility of more intermittent on again, off again light snow. Winds out of the north 20 with some wind gusts in there up to 40 kilometers an hour. Into the long range we go, clouding over Friday and cooling off, a high of just -10. Then we brighten up and get colder still into the weekend. Both days, Saturday and Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud with daytime highs around -13, -14. But look at those overnight lows in the -20s. And then somewhat of a warm up by the time we get to Tuesday, back up to -9 with some flurries possible. Our first weather photo takes us out to St. Norbert. That lovely shot was taken by Liz. And this next photo, this is Scarlett enjoying some of the fresh snow out her way. That photo is from Catherine. Send us your weather photos and let us know where you took them to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. A Transcona area school is cheering on Team Canada while taking part in its own winter sports activities.
Curling, skating, and ice hockey.
Those are just some of the Olympic events students are taking part in as part of the Wayota School Games. Work started on the schoolyard rink back in the fall with students helping to set up the boards and then flooding and painting the surface. Phys ed teacher Tyler McGurry says it's the 5th year the school has set up the rink for some outdoor fun and physical activity.
This year we've done a little more of an Olympic theme, and the kids have been really excited about that and learning about the Olympic Games and just how Olympic spirit and just learning how to be active for life with all these outdoor activities.
McGurry says local businesses, the school division, and students have all been a big help in keeping this rink going over the years. Along with on-ice events, students have also explored bobsledding, luge, and skiing. How fun is that?
I would have loved that as a kid.
Yeah, great job. Big round of applause for that phys ed teacher.
A gold medal to you, sir.
Yes, absolutely. And all the businesses supporting it. I think money well spent. How cool is that?
That's great.
Have fun, kids. I hope we get to watch you in the Olympics one year.
That's right.
It'll all started on that rink. All right, that does it for us this hour, but don't go far. We're back at 6 with much more local news. Hope to see you then.